Hi, everybody. This is going to be, hopefully, the second good, clean, successful recording I've done. This one is going to be with my Carenado Beechcraft Premier, currently located at my Flightline FBO at Belem in Brazil, Sierra Bravo Bravo Echo. And we're going to fly it up to Princess Juliana, Tango November Charlie Mike in the Antilles, on our way home to our main FBO at St. Petersburg Clearwater in Florida. So, without further ado, let's get in the airplane. This is a Flightline flight. Flightline is sort of like FS Economy, but it's different. It's like, think of it as a parallel universe. I have almost no involvement with FS Economy other than what you just saw in that video with the Wilco Falcon. I have a very large involvement with Flightline. I have many airplanes and many FBOs. This Premier is one of my favorites for reasons I'll get into. So, we'll get in the airplane. Master switch on. Lights up. Accept taxi and landing light at the moment. Door open. As with the Falcon, we don't have any terrorists around here. Okay. Now, if you're an experienced flight simmer, you're going to see me doing some things in this airplane that you'll go, huh? Especially if you have a Premier with a working Navigraph system. This is a Premier with a non-working Navigraph system, non-Proline 21 Navigraph working system, and I've had to do some things. That's a long story too, and I'll get into that also. Okay. This will surprise you. I know, you'll be going, huh? What on earth is a Garmin 530 doing here? Well, that is also a long story, and we will get into that. But it is my main navigation outlet. Scroll up. Sierra, Bravo, Bravo. No. That's where we are. Tango, November, Charlie, Mike, Princess J. There we go. And that's 1,451 miles. That's fine. Okay. Let's have a look outside. The lights are going, everything looks normal. Let's close her up and fire them up. Okay, I use the K key to open the fuel valves, which backs up these switches, which don't really, I'm not sure what they do, to tell you the truth. Okay. Fire them up. All right. It's called tower. Here, tower, tower, tower. Hold ground. Takeoff options.
Belem ground, November 461 Kilo Tango with Golf. Request taxi for takeoff, departing straight out. November 461 Kilo Tango, taxi to and
Runway
hold short.
6.
Runway 6, using taxiway hotel. Runway 2, Alpha Delta. Contact tower on 118.7
As usual.
when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short, runway 6. Using taxiway hotel, runway 2,
Okay.
Alpha Delta, 1 Kilo Tango.
Landing taxi light on. Let's see what initially. We use the heading. That's going to have us on 060. That's probably fine. We don't need to use the course pointer for this because we're very familiar with this airport. So we're just going to take off, start the autopilot in heading mode. Heading mode is the only thing we use with this airplane. That is a long story, and this is a long flight. And so I will explain that. Get the hand on the joystick. Brakes work. Me restarting my wheelchair so I can get in a better position here. Yeah, I'm in a wheelchair. We'll talk about that someday. It's not a big deal. I guess it is a big deal, but it's been a big deal for 25 years. It ain't a big deal to me anymore. I'm used to it. Okay. As I say, I know this airport intimately. This is my favorite airport in South America. This is my FBO and flight line. It's my FBO and FS economy too. It's my only FBO and FS economy. I've got about 20 FBOs in flight line. But anyway, I'm very familiar with Belem. So I don't need a progressive taxi. I can go anywhere in the airport. If they want me to. Okay. Kick in one notch of flaps. Carenado airplanes don't give you very much sound effect support, so you can't hear the flaps running like you could on the, the default King Air or something like that. But anyway, I just kicked in a notch of flaps. Call a tower. Request takeoff.
Belem Tower, November 461 Kilo Tango at runway 6, ready for takeoff. Straight out departure. November 461 Kilo Tango, clear for takeoff. Runway 6, straight out departure. Approved. Clear for takeoff. Runway 6, 1
Okay. Full power, here we go. I'm really fond of this airplane. And I don't have any of the Navigraph ProLine 21 components working with it. I'll explain that in a minute. I hope to get them all soon. Okay, let's see if she'll fly. Put back on the stick a little bit. Come on, honey. There we go. Good. Gear up. See, you can't hear that. I just pushed the gear button. Can't hear the gear. Okay. We're in a nice steady rate of climb.
1 Kilo Tango, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
You bet. Okay. Autopilot on. Altitude on. Scroll up 20. Scroll up 20. Scroll down 10. Heading mode. Okay, let's have a look now. Your speed needs a little bit of help. Can I kick heading on? Heading's on. The autopilot on? She is climbing. Heading's on. Autopilot's on, rather. Where on earth is the heading thing going? Scroll down 10. Okay. Oh, I see. It's right there. What's our heading? 60. Well, that's not too bad, actually. Wait a minute. All right, let's get set up here, which I should have done on the ground. I'm so busy impressing you all with making this video. Slow down. Okay. Right. Scroll up. Okay. That's the direction of the airport, the destination airport. So, scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. No. Scroll up 10. Scroll up 5. Scroll down 2. All right, that'll do. Okay, you see those little blue fletchings under the pointer? That's the nav, that's the run line, that's the direction of the airport. That's now lined up with our heading, which is what we want. So let's see, what are we doing? Let's get full power in. Set up a decent climb. Scroll down 10. Put the pitot heat on. Oh, and something else. Generators on. I don't think these generators are that functional. Because me doing this much flying with no generators active, typically the plane would just shut down. Okay, well anyway, they're running now. So now we'll have a look at the GPS. Coming a little more in a 10-mile we are not even. So it was, they're looking good, flapped up. I believe they already are. Okay, let's get over closer to the wrong line. Scroll down 10. Let's go to the miles. Okay. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll up 20. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting a little more organized. I use a utility that my buddy Alex from AvSim turned me on to many months ago called Voice Attack, because my fingers are not coordinated enough to use the scroll wheel on the mouse. But with Voice Attack, I've trained it that you're hearing me commanding it to scroll up this, scroll down that, while I have my pointer on the specific thing I want to deal with, and it will do the desired action. So I can fly Carenado airplanes, which are the newer ones are very heavily dependent on use of the scroll wheel, which I think frankly is dumb. That's the way that is. That started out with the TBM 850, which I had bought having no idea there would be a scroll wheel issue. I whined at them about it, and they very nicely gave me my choice of another one of their airplanes. So I picked the Piper Meridian Malibu jet prop, which does not have hardly any scroll wheel usage at all. Lower the nose a little bit. Scroll up 20. Scroll up 20. Now see the airspeed's leveling out, and that was great. And then I found out that they're becoming very heavily committed to it. So I had to get a way around this. I had to figure something out, and I looked at several things. Other utilities. Multi-crew experience, which is like you have a virtual co-pilot, and that was it was $50 for one thing. Voice Attack's free, and free is my favorite price. I'm an old guy, and I come from the days of DOS in the 90s, and FS3 and FS4, when everything was free. So I've kind of slowly, grudgingly given over to the fact that everything's payware now and you got to pay for everything. I can afford it. I just don't like spending the money. So anyway, where are we at here? Scroll up. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll up 5. Scroll down 2. Okay, they're pretty well lined up. The reason for that is the little blue line is pointing at the destination remorselessly. So if I go off to the left or right, I'll see the variation. I'll see that I'm going off course. It's not terribly accurate. I could be 15 or 20 miles off course to the right or left. But it's see here, I'm getting closer to the course line. I'm probably 5 miles away from it now. Well, at normal speed, let's start getting on our way here. So we're going to go to 2x. Which is my standard procedure while climbing. Oh, and I'm going to go out of the sim for a second and get rid of the weather. It has served its purpose. Back to the sim. We'll still have weather, but the weather program I use is an old utility, FSX Real Weather Lite. It was free back then. You can't get it for free anymore. It's a meta reporting thing. It's actually pretty good, but mine can get squirrely. It's from time to time, occasionally, sometimes. You don't know when, you don't know why. So like I'll run it for a while, so it picks up all the MEDAR reports from all the ICAO reporting agencies, you know, for several hundred miles, or you think it is. See, I'm wondering, I'm looking how clear the sky is. And then it's got it. So I just exit out of it because it can occasionally make FSX crash. And that's a terrible situation. I try to avoid it whenever I can, of course. Okay, we're passing through 30,000. I've got 41.9 set in here. Let's go from the
Juliet, November, cleared to land, runway. Cleared to land, runway 6. Piper, Juliet, November.
I have a little problem getting set up to do a secondary click. What you would think of as a right click. Scroll down 5. Then my computer to the left, we can scroll up. Scroll up. Okay. Now I'm calling for, there's my target altitude, 41.5. Now let's lower the nose a little bit because the airspeed is going down. scroll up 10. See, on the nose wheel, I tell it to scroll up. It's like you're pushing up on the wheel, which makes the nose go down. Slower it a little bit more. Scroll up 5. I'm hardly climbing at all, but we're at 35.7, 191 knots. Okay. I just like to, airspeed is like money in the bank. I like to keep as much of it as I can, for as long as I can, within reason. Let's see, now we're getting closer to the rum line. Go to the right a little bit. Scroll up 10. Okay. We'll go back and check that in a little bit. Now let's have a look in the back. I think it's coffee time. There are actually 4 cyber passengers there. That's the old, what was the 2D cockpit. Here we've got the PFD and the MFD. I can get rid of it if I want to, if I don't want to. Otherwise you can just be looking at your gauges or a blank sky, just like it always used to be in the 2D cockpit, which is accessed by hitting the F10 key. In newer airplanes don't have 2D cockpits. This is the virtual cockpit, and this is all you got. Scroll down 5. A little bit of climb back here. Airspeed's up to 227 now. You just wouldn't think a little jet like this could cruise this high. But any of you that watch YouTube videos see Greg Mink, the P1D driver, know that he likes to be at 40,000 plus. And this little booger will get up there. I don't think in flight sim it saves that much fuel. Now the Falcon 7X above 40,000 will be very economical. It saves a lot of gas to fly up high. I don't know that it's a huge savings with this thing. I think she's doing, at this altitude, she's probably at about her best. But I'm going to go to 41.5. What am I on an easterly heading? I'm not on an easterly heading, am I? I guess I'm going to go to 45. I wasn't thinking about that. Scroll down 10. Okay, now the target altitude is 40,500, to which we are slowly climbing. Isn't she pretty? I just love this airplane. I got turned on to this airplane watching Greg Mink, the P1 driver, famous YouTube video maker. Greg Mink is a guy who, I think he's in his 50s. He and his dad have a medical equipment company in Indianapolis. He flies out of Indianapolis executive in his beautiful Premier 390 Golf mic, and he's made lots and lots of videos of flying all over the place. And I fell in love with the airplane watching his videos. So I got it. It's been a few months now, and immediately found out that it was unflyable. As soon as you kick the master switch, it went into most people called it a frame rate issue. I think it was just a screen lockup issue. It would move, but you get about maybe 1 frame a second or half a frame a second. It was unusable. And after a long process and many exchanges of emails with Carenado and many posts on AvSim, this was a big topic of discussion. About something approaching half of the people that got this Carenado Premier were having issues that I think were this same issue with it. I was finally able to get it resolved, and I winded them, and they let me have my choice of another airplane, which turned out to be the King Air 200, which I love. It also requires some scroll wheel activity, though. But I gotta say, Carenado, they've had their problems, but they have really done a good job of backing up. You know, they've come through for me. They've really tried. So I'm a Carenado fan. This issue with this airplane, this is the airplane that was locking up. The problem is in the Carenado Navigraph, or the ProLine Navigraph system. And that's ProLine 21, you know, the equivalent of Garmin 1000. And it uses the Navigraph database, which for them just does not work. The Wilco Falcon 7X uses the Navigraph database too, and it works perfectly. It's one of the few things on the Falcon's avionics that does work well. But anyway, they finally sent me another Navigraph.dll file. Told me to delete the other one out of my FSX root directory and put that one in. And by golly, that fixed it. It fixed it to the point where I could at least fly the airplane. But as you see here, I have no Navigraph database. So my choice was to apply what little bit of abilities I've got, and I borrowed from, I think, who has that? Maybe the PC-12, Garmin 530, and just put it to, I'm doing shift 3 here, which is all my crippled fingers can do, to call it up or undo it. And I'm using that in heading mode to navigate. I can get, by clicking the nav bearing selection, I can get either the little blue nav line, or I can over here get a red one. So I can line that up with the heading to navigate. It's a little bit crude, but it works. By the way, let's see, go to references. And there's my miles to the destination. 1252, let's confirm that with GPS. You bet, 1252. And I'm lining up fairly well with the course line. And it's time to start zooming. 1,200 miles. So we'll go to 8x. So M8. Now at this point, when I become skilled at editing videos, you know, I'll probably figure out a way to make this go really fast, like the guys that are experienced do, or something. So you don't have to sit here listening to me yammer away endlessly. But for now, you've got to listen to me yammer away endlessly, or you've got to just switch it off, which, frankly, I wouldn't blame you for doing. Okay, we're at 100 whatever plus power, let's get down to cruise power. 104. Is that what it says? Get down to 99%. That's too much. So, tiny bit more. Maybe 3. 99.5. Let's see what that's giving us a fuel burn. 220 aside, 440 pounds an hour. We've got 2,800 pounds on board. That's 6+ hours of steaming time. That's pretty good. At a ground speed of just 361 knots. This is quite a divergence now. Let's see. We're paralleling the run line. I'm going to adjust that. It's pretty much useless, but scroll down 5. Scroll up. You know, there's only so accurate it can be. So let's see how this holds. Because we know we're paralleling. We're paralleling the course now. $40,500. It's amazing this little jet can operate so comfortably at these altitudes. It's pretty ironic. My two favorite airplanes of the moment, this and the Falcon 7X, the Wilco, are both deeply flawed. This one, Carenado, there is now apparently a fix that works. I've been getting this scuttlebutt on the FSIM forum. So when I get back to St. Pete Clearwater, she's going to go into the shop and get a major overhaul, namely a re-download. So I'll delete this one off and go back to Just Flight, which is where I got it from, and re-download it. And I've got in reserve, I've got the file that they sent me, the narrowgraph.dll, and if for some reason it doesn't work or I'm not happy with it, hopefully I can just get back to this. Because this is not perfect, but you know it works, and I just love this airplane, and I'm not sure how thrilled I would be with the full ProLine system. And the map that they give you is not. I'm cycling through the variations. I don't know. I think there's more stuff available, but you know, I'm just gonna have to wait and see. I look at the real ProLine in 390 Golf Mike with Greg Mink flying it, and I'm not that impressed with it either, frankly. The look of the graphics. I mean, he knows the FMC like the back of his hand. You know, and he's dealing with ATC all the time and switching frequencies and flipping waypoints in and out and stuff like that. Stuff that's way beyond me, and that's all very cool. But you know, you can do that with a G1000 system too. Now, see what's happening here. Look at this. Let's see what I've got to do, or do I have to do anything? I don't know. maybe slightly. I'll come left a little bit. Scroll down 5. That should push the blue line under the green pointer as time goes by. And it should push us back closer to the course line, which, as you can see with the slant, it will. We're only 48 minutes out at 8x. How many miles an hour are we? Let's go to 4x. Down to 4x. I did shut the landing light off, didn't I? Yes, okay. Okay, 40 minutes out, I should start descending at 1,000 feet a minute. 43 minutes out. I use a very simple way to judge descents. When you're at 40,000 feet, if you descend at 1,000 feet a minute, theoretically, that will take 40 minutes. Actually, it doesn't, but it's close. So when we get to 40,000 feet, I'll commence the 1,000 foot a minute descent. That'll take about 40 minutes. What happens is at this altitude, I'll start it at 800 feet a minute because you go down a lot faster from a high altitude. Once we get down below 20,000, then it's closer to 1-to-1. So I want to, come to rest at about 10,000 within 50 miles of the airport, and then take it from there. By then I will have slowed down. I'm at 4x now. At 100 miles out or closer, I'll go down to 2x. At 37 miles out or closer, I'll go down to 1x. You'll see the blue line is maybe getting closer under the pointer. We're getting closer to the course line. Everybody doing okay back here? Okay. We have 4 virtual passengers. We're actually NPAG employees. NPAG being the Northern Panhandle Aviation Group, which is my virtual company in both FSC and in-flight line. Okay, I think it's time. Oh my goodness, it sure is. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. Scroll up 10. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. When you secondary click on the altitude wheel, it goes from a default of 1,000 feet per click to 100 feet per click. So now when I'm going scroll down 45, that's 4,500 feet at a time. So now I'm down to a target altitude of 22.1. All right, let's see. Let's slow down a little bit. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. And no, that's not exactly 4,500 feet. 22.1, it would be 13,000 rather. Let's see where we at. 15.2. So I don't exactly know how it works, but whatever, it works eventually. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 45. Scroll down 20. Now let's see where we are. 87, that'll do. Airspeed of 213. And then a little more. Okay, we're 159 miles out. As I said, at 100 miles out, we'll slow down. We'll pipe down to 2x. Oops, now we're on the other side of the line. See, it didn't indicate that really. That's not a good system to tell. Scroll up 10. You just have to keep checking with the GPS. It's okay, you end up getting there. As with Belem, which almost always lands on runway 6, Princess Juliana almost always lands on runway 9. I'd say 9 out of 10 times you go there, they're using 9. So let's go there and see what they're using now. World map. Wind 084 at 10, gust 15, visibility 40. This is typical weather for them. So you can bet they're going to be using runway 9, that Maui beach, whatever it is. The famous beach right there where 747s come in. Sunbathers, beachgoers are right there at the end of the runway. You could practically reach up and touch the landing gear. Okay, it's at 13 feet. That's fine. I guess it'll always be at 13 feet, or geologically always anyway. Okay. Let's see how much gas have we got. We should have. Full is 3,600 pounds. Yeah, we've got 1,700 pounds right now. It's almost half gas. Now look, there's quite a divergence there now. Look at that. Course adjustment. Scroll down 10. Okay, time for 2x. scroll down 10. Okay, by turning the airplane to the left, I'm going to attempt to make the blue line go to the right. This is kind of an experiment. You better get on with since we're only 85 miles out. Maybe it is working. The blue line's coming in under. Oh, look at that though, it's almost there. So it's going to be time to correct. It's time now, I'd say. Scroll up 10. It already went across it. You know, it's fine. I'm like very close to the course line, but I just have to keep it close. $59, 58 miles out. Yep, very close. Gonna go back to daytime. See what I said about there's still weather, there's still clouds. They were put in there when I first tuned up the FSX Real Weather Light weather program. And now here I am, 1,400 miles later. Those clouds were put in there. I canceled out of the weather program very early in the flight, so it works quite well. And you know, there's nothing to crash the sim right now, and that's a big advantage. Now they're sitting right on top of each other, as is that. So I'm going to come right a couple of points, scroll up 2. Okay. Carenado are not too good in their avionics with this, with every one of their airplanes. And I own 5 of them. I have the TBM, the Malibu, the latest PC-12, the King Air 200, and this. The best of them is mediocre. Tracking course lines in nav mode is a BITCH. Just, you know, you might as well just go to heading mode. With the TBM, that's what I do. When I get close to the destination, it's just a couple of miles off the course line. It's no better than this. In nav mode, I just go to heading mode to get in closer so that I can navigate better with the less than 100% wonderful Garmin G1000. Okay, we're slowing down a little bit. I didn't realize the airspeed was creeping up. That will happen when you're descending. Whoa. Normal. Scroll up 10. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Okay, better get Princess J Tower on the horn here.
Juliana Tower, November 461
This all happened
Tango,
a lot faster than I thought.
southeast to land. November 461
Runway 9.
Tango, Juliana Tower, entered right traffic, runway 9er, altimeter 2, 9er, 7. Entered right traffic, runway 9er, 1 Kilo Tango.
Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll down 5. Okay. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 20. Scroll down 10. Scroll down 5. Target altitude is now 3,200. We're descending at close to 2,000. Okay. So look at the world around us. Let's go left a little, stay away while we're getting ourselves in position here. Scroll down 20. So now we're on pretty much a reciprocal heading, which for the moment is fine. Altitude's looking good. Boy, are we fast. Well, we're going to slow down now. Okay. We're only 8 miles away. Let's back out a little bit. Scroll down 20. Is away from it a little bit. Yeah. Now when we're like, I don't know, 12, we'll come around, maybe not that much. I don't know. How fast are we going now? That's better. See, this is the representation of the map. Scroll down. It's just not that good. It's not giving you that large of a section to look at. Okay, let's come around. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 10. It's just about where we want to be. So we'll cross the course line at a distance, we're 15 miles out now. See, I'm just looking at it come in. Where on earth is the island? We want this to be perpendicular to the airplane. No, we gotta be up here. When that course line is going directly out of that wing, then we're perpendicular. We're 90 degrees from the localizer line. Another way of looking at it is here comes the course line. Okay, when that's parallel with the pointer, we're on it. And at a range of 13 miles. I'm going to bring her around now. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll up 45. Scroll down 10. Scroll up 5. Scroll up 10. Okay. Screw down. Got the flaps. It's all happening pretty quick. Okay, we're inside. Counting slowers. Scroll up 10. Scroll up 10. Scroll down 20. Scroll up 10.
2500.
Land, runway Niner, 1 Kilo Tango.
.206 for a little hot. Look down there, we can see. Down these lowers. Full flaps. Trim down a little. Just let her settle down. 150, 140. A little more power back in. That's at 170. I'd like to come in around 150. Hi, Big White. That's my dog in the real world. Okay, idle down.
Think rate.
Light idle.
Think rate. Think rate.
1000.
Think rate.
All right, everybody calm
Think rate.
down.
Think rate. Think rate. Think rate. Think rate. Think rate.
500.
400.
That's the
300.
beach that everybody
Think
can
rate.
reach up to touch the
Minimums.
wheels.
Minimums.
Think rate. Think rate.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 10.
There we go. No spoilers. No reverse thrust. Just the brakes.
One Kilo Tango. Exit runway when able.
Yep, I'll do that. Okay, flaps up. Here's a nice little teacup turnaround area.
One Kilo Tango. Contact ground on 118.7. 118.7 for 1 Kilo Tango.
And got to that gorgeous hotel where we're gonna stay. And sip Mai Tais and daiquiris and gin and tonics and watch the pretty babes walk by. Sounds wonderful. Isn't this a nice airplane? I am really fond of it. I'm just interested to see what it's going to be like if and when I have the full ProLine Carenado system installed and working the way it thinks it should. At least I can go into nav mode and hopefully hold a course line without having to be checking the heading all the time. That would be a plus. Other than that, you know, this, as all other Carenado airplanes, it hand flies and ground handles beautifully. Actually, they don't ground handle really beautifully because there is a bit of oversteer, but it's controllable. But they hand fly with the joystick just nicely. That landing was, you know, not my best, but it was quite a nice landing. It was very comfortable to do. It's very helpful when you've got 40-mile visibility. You know, I've not really been up against it landing one of these things in 2-mile visibility. And that's going to be a challenge because their avionics are not the best. I don't know, I think I've one time with one of those airplanes tried to do a approach hold GPS approach, and it wouldn't hold the glide slope, certainly, and it might be that it wouldn't hold the localizer either. Okay, well, here we are. So excuse me. As with Flightline, or as with FSC, setting the parking brake. Oh, whoops. I'm thinking of the PC-12. Setting the parking brake ends the flight. And you get a little white box. Hopefully. Yep. Flight's been logged, results, blah, 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 blah. And so we go to the Flightline screen. Which has already gone away. That's not a problem. Recycle the web page. The log should show us the top entry being TNCM. There it is. We're at Princess J. So we can cut the umbilical cord with the Flightline agent program and go back to the airplane and shut everything down. And go get a gin and tonic. Okay. And there's the only way I can do this in this airplane. You're supposed to be able to, there's a place you can feel in here. And you want throttle control to shut it down. And I'm damned if I can find it. What's that? What's that say? Fuel valve. But will it do the other one? I've found that before, but I've never found the other one. So I always end up having to hit the E key, which is my shutdown. Throttle. See, I can't, whoop. What's that? Throttle. What's that? That was the fuel valve left tank. Shh. I can't find it. I'm going back to the, forget it. My key override for that is the E key. There you go. It's the only way I know how to do it with this airplane. Maybe after the overhaul, that stuff will be functioning better. Okay, here we are. Another good flight. I must do better when I have you guys to talk to in these videos, because the one I did yesterday with the Wilco Falcon went beautifully too. Okay. Lights off. I assume they're off. Looks like they are. And you have to left click or secondary click the battery. Shut everything down, and uncoordinated me is at best slow on the secondary button. There we go. Okay. So, save the flight. And as Greg Mink always says, thanks for coming along. And remember to fly safe, even if you're just sim flying. Well done. Okay, that's it. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you next time.